Hello everyone, today I'll be showing you how to mix vocals like 100 Gecs. So first of all I'll show you the song that we will be replicating the mix on. It's called Hand Crush by a Mallet by 100 Gecs, and this is how it sounds. There's two different types of mixes. I'll just show you a quick snippet of both of them, like a good few sentences. This is how it sounds.
I was trying to find a way to kill time. I didn't even get to tell you goodbye.
And then there's this part.
This feeling's going to my head. I'm thinking things I shouldn't say. You circle me inside my room. I couldn't go another day.
And that is the sound that we're going to be replicating today. So first of all, I'll take you through everything. The mixes on these two parts are pretty much the same, just a few subtle differences. But I'll take you through all the plugins and show you how it sounds at the end. So here on the first part we have Waves Tune Real Time. It's a type of auto tune, just like Antara's auto tune or the built-in pitch corrector on FL Studio. The speed and note transition is set to 0.1 milliseconds, which is the fastest, and the correction's on 100%. We want this because that makes it so that the notes you sing will transition straight into the next note instead of giving it like a little slide like how you probably would have in your natural singing voice. It just makes it sound a lot more robotic, which is the type of sound that 100 Gecs has. And then we've got compressor. They have a lot of compression on their vocals, so what I've done is I've just bumped that up to the maximum, which is a 30:1 ratio. Put the threshold to -10 decibels, the attack to 10, the release to 100, and the gain I've put up to 18.8 decibels because I found that it sounded better to turn the gain up and the volume down in the mixer than to have the volume in the mixer higher and the gain on the compression lower. And then we've got the EQ. This varies between vocals and microphones, but usually you'll find that people always cut out the lows over here. As you can see, I've got a high pass on Steep 8 at about 150 Hz, just to get rid of all that low end, and then I've boosted the highs here, and I've cut this part here because my microphone is a Rode NT1A and it boosts this area way too much for my voice, but it will vary for your microphone and your voice, so don't copy mine exactly. And then this here is Serum FX. I've used it for reverb, which I did some research and found that Dylan Brady himself from 100 Gecs, which is a duo by the way, he actually uses this for reverb with the reverb size all the way to the lowest, which is 0%, and then I've put the mix up to 31% just to give it a nice little bit of room. Then we've got overdrive, Fruity Blood Overdrive, which is a type of distortion. I've set that to about 0.4 and the mix at 25%, yeah, and that just gives it a bit of that extra loudness that they have. And then I've got some delay to give these vocals some more room, filling up more space, making it sound very nice and thick, with a 1/4 time signature. The models on ping pong and the feedback levels on about 30%, and the wetness is on about 25%. Everything else is about default. And then finally I did another EQ. I just boosted the highs a little bit more, and I found that this area in my vocals sounded nice, so I boosted that as well. And now for these vocals, the only thing that's changed is I've doubled it, panned one to the left and one to the right. And if we zoom in here, I've also I duplicated the same vocal recording, but just changed the placing on it a little tiny bit to give it that sort of effect where it sounds more full. Like, it kind of gives the same effect as a what do you call it, a parallel compression, but since the compression's already maxed out, I decided to do that instead. But I did change the compression on these a little tiny bit. I put the threshold to -20 instead of -10, just so that it grabbed more of the vocals and compressed a bit more of them. And then I've added chorus, all default, and 65% mix. I changed the serum effects reverb to be 30% instead of 31. The most subtle differences make everything sound way better. And then I turned the delay off, and altogether it should sound like this. But yeah, and there you have it, 100 Gecs vocals.